All right. Hello, Luxury League Austin, to our wonderful audience out there. Hello on this Friday afternoon in summer. My name is Amber Thomas. I'm the founder of Luxury League, and I am joined today with Amber Hart of Keller Williams. Amber needs no introduction, especially if you know anything about luxury real estate in Austin and the Lake Travis area. But just to point out a few of her accolades that are worth noting, Amber is the #1 individual agent in Keller Williams in all of the state of Texas. She's a charter member of their luxury division. She's a current member of Luxury League, obviously, as well as a Platinum Top 50 Centurion. So Amber has won all the awards and been recognized from her brokerage as the #1 individual agent in the state of Texas. So Amber, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, Amber. Thanks for inviting me here today.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on because you know I am a super fan of Amber Hart and I value your opinion and your expertise so much. And I'm really just so grateful that you took time to share with me and to our audience some of your insights, what you're seeing in the current luxury market in Austin, as well as specifically the Lake Travis area. I feel like your advice is like a lawyer's, one that I should be paying for by the 15-minute increment. So that's my way of saying I'm grateful to have this call with you. So Amber, let's kind of jump right into it. I would love kind of your expert opinion, your insights on the current luxury market in the Austin area. And I say current because I'm timestamping this with June 10th, 2020, knowing that if someone's watching this later, things will have changed because that's how rapid and exciting and fast-paced the Austin luxury real estate market is. So given today's date, Amber, what's it like right now?
Thank you. Yes, and you're exactly right. This could change within a week. As many of you out there know, the Austin market has just been on fire. Unprecedented numbers, and just the top of every list you could ever imagine to see. Austin is right there at #1. #1 place to live in the world, right? I mean, you can't beat it. Austin is that spot. It's been a obvious seller's market now for the past 2 years. I would say we hit a big peak just in this January and February of this year. The last few weeks, I would say we have definitely softened a bit, which is wonderful. If you are a buyer looking to move here into Austin, you will see that our inventory has increased for you. So instead of having to go against 99 other people to get a house, there's a bit less of that going on at the moment.
So Amber, let me ask a couple questions on this topic.
Yes.
What would you say, what do you consider to be like luxury, right? Like what's kind of that price point in Austin and different areas? What would you say to that? And also I'm curious when you talk about the market softening a little, right? And again, it's going from super extreme to extreme, right? So to put it in context, but do you think that's related to rates or is there something else that you think is kind of cooling it off as you described?
I do. So rates definitely are there. If you're a buyer that's needing to get a loan, having that increase in rates really changed your buying power, obviously, right? So if you could buy a house for $1 million before, that may cut you down to the 700s with that increase in rates. And on top of that, I really feel that COVID was huge in the movement here to Austin. A lot of people wanted to be here when certain areas were shutting down. And we see now that most areas across the board are reopened and revitalized. So that rush to be here has definitely changed. We also saw a lot of people moving from, urban to suburban. If they were in a condo and they didn't have a pool or that backyard to enjoy or the extra office space, we saw a lot of people making moves at that time, where now I feel like that's settled down just a bit. And that's why we're seeing a little bit more inventory coming up on our market right now.
Okay, no, that's great. And if you can remind me, like, let's talking about inventory, because I know that there is kind of that like healthy place of where you want to be. And I'm curious where Austin is now, because what I'm getting at is I still think, and correct me if I'm wrong, so you're the expert, not me, that there still is very like tight inventory.
Absolutely.
It's just that it's not as tight, but I know that
Yes.
numbers can tell that story.
Right. We went from extreme, right, to, I mean, just not even being able to comprehend how low the inventory became. And now we are still extremely low. I'll give an example where I focus in Lake Travis. You know, a normal amount of properties on the MLS was ranging around 785 homes in Lake Travis's MLS area. We were at 69 homes in January and February. Okay. And right now we're at about 280. Now, 280 compared to 789 is still extremely low, right? But if you compare it to 69, you can see there's actually some more inventory to choose from. It's not a normal market by any means. It is absolutely still a seller's market. It's just the demand isn't there that was a few months ago.
No, I think that's great. And it's like numbers don't lie. And so that's still that puts into perspective the like rhetoric of where we are in terms of demand and inventory when you're able to give it those real numbers. So thanks so much for sharing that. Speaking
Absolutely.
of Lake Travis and that area specifically, anyone who knows Amber and is familiar with her business, this is an area of expertise. It's a part of the greater Austin area, I would say. But yet distinctly different. And so Amber, as kind of that resident Lake Travis luxury real estate specialist who lives there and knows the whole thing, can you give us a little overview about kind of where Lake Travis is, what makes it different, a little bit about the community, the culture, and then obviously we want to know about the real estate out there too.
Yes, absolutely. So the Lake Travis area is in West Austin. It's not a far drive by any means. If you're heading to the airport, it's 25 minutes. So you're a little out on the west, but still very close in to any amenities that you would need to be near. Lake Travis itself is a very large open body lake. I like to say it looks like an ocean, right? You can look out and you can see it, and it's very wide, plenty of space and room for a lot of boating activities. There's homes that are waterfront on Lake Travis that have their own personal boat docks. And then we also have multiple marinas in the area as well. So if you're a water person like me, Lake Travis offers that in so many ways. It's a very outdoorsy, like outside kind of community. We have what's called the world of tennis here. So if you've got tennis fanatics and pickleball, oh, we have it all, right? So tons of courts for both of those. And then we also have 5 golf courses right here in our community as well. We see Lake Travis originally was kind of a retirement community way back in the day, and that has completely changed. Tons of young families with lots of kids. There's so much for the children to do here, anywhere from arts to sports to everything, right?
I mean, speaking of sports, it has one of like the best sports programs in the entire state of Texas. I mean, literally when I'm taking notes over here on, you describing Lake Travis, it's so like idyllic. It's the lake, it's the golf course, right. It's the proximity to the airport. And also also from my experience, it's proximity to Austin. So you really do get like the best of both worlds, but it's a different vibe than, like kind of that Austin proper area.
Right. And we have the hills too. So we're kind of also on the outskirts of the hill country. So you get to see rolling hills when you turn on 620 and you're heading towards the lake. You see rolling hills in the distance, and it's really, really beautiful. But yes, our schools are amazing here, right? So Lake Travis IXC is an exemplary school district. Our sports are just crazy. They say they breed them different in Lake Travis, right?
They do. My husband's a football guy, and he says like their system, their program, like it is known, it has been validated, it is like super impressive. So they do breed them, and
we've
it's
got
really like
great set of academics, but also such great athletic programs as well. Our softball team just won state, our men's soccer team just won state, our baseball team just missed state by a game. I mean, it is across the board, right?
humble brag.
Right,
I get it. No, I get it. Well, then now let's talk about some luxury real estate out in Lake Travis, because obviously, given everything that you described, and we didn't even touch on the actual lake, which is gorgeous and so fun. And so you get
Yes.
that opportunity to live waterfront in
Mhm.
such a cool community that also has tennis, golf, proximity, like the whole thing. So let's talk a little bit about luxury real estate. What's out there now? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so in Lake Travis, it's really unique because you have lots of different pockets of luxury. So, like you said, you've got waterfront homes that, either look at waterfront actually touches the water. So you have your own boat docks, but then you also have water view properties as well. We have lots of small gated communities, also like little niches of gated luxury communities as well. And then we have golf course homes. Some people love being on the golf course and having no one behind them and being on the course, especially if they're active in that lifestyle. Then in Lake Travis, we have a lot of unique, really unique, beautiful older homes. And then right on the flip side, you've got amazing brand new construction properties. So if you look at something like Spanish Oaks, which is in the Bee Cave area of Lake Travis, that has gates there, amenities, and a golf course, right? You also have acreage neighborhoods here. So like Belvedere, Spanish Oaks, you'll see you've got 1 to 3 acre home sites. So you get a little more privacy in some of those as well. So we really encompass a large variety of luxury in a smaller area.
I love
Let
that.
me-
Okay, let's talk a little bit about waterfront, because I know that you sell a lot, and we've had conversations in the past separately about how really specialized to sell waterfront is, and what you need to know as a real estate agent that's very specific to those properties uniquely.
Yeah.
And so I know you know that. What do waterfront homes? So when you say we have older homes, are we talking like 1940s, or are we talking 1970s? Like what's older? When was the area kind of
Right,
developed?
the 70s, right? Okay, so
70s.
that's the 70s. And you see a lot of that like old Frank Lloyd Wright style, right? You see that, and it makes it really eclectic and fun because they're so different and unique to see. There's nothing really cookie cutter about the area, which makes it super fun. So yes, you'll see older homes from the 70s. A lot of people will come in and remodel them, but keep that beautiful aesthetic on the outside there, which is so fun. And then coming to waterfront, we have a lot of buyers that live full time in Lake Travis, but we also have a large amount that have their secondary homes on the water. A lot of people within Texas, let's say from Houston, will buy a waterfront property here, come in on the weekends and enjoy that. So that's a large part of our buyer pool as well that comes to Lake Travis. Buying a waterfront property, you're absolutely right. Lake Travis is not a constant level lake. So we move up and down with the weather, right? So people have to have an expert there that can help with their boat docks. When purchasing a home, you need to be working with LCRA, which is the Lower Colorado River Authority. When purchasing waterfront, has to do with septics and things of that nature. Need to rely on an expert for that. So
Yep.
very important to have someone that's extremely familiar with the lake and can walk buyers through that process. It's a beautiful, amazing place to live, but you need to know how to do your due diligence for sure.
I love that. Well, I'm sure agents hate when people ask for a ballpark because you've got highs and lows on any ballpark. But I'm going to throw it out there anyways. Like, what would you say is kind of like average on what someone could get for, say, like, a pre-owned, like, let's say 1975, 80, versus like a new construction? Or is that not even the right way to look at it? Like, just what kind of like pricing would you say someone should be aware of if we're talking about the luxury real estate, market in Lake Travis?
Since there's such differentials there, it's hard to necessarily put a price. But I would say if you're looking to purchase in Lake Travis, you want something unique, no matter what, you're going to be over that million price point. If you're looking to go into these gated communities or luxury communities, look at base of 3-4 million, right? And then looking at waterfront, right about the same. Depending on the property, there's some areas where you can see over 10 million, but let's just say between 10 and 3. Okay. If you're going super waterfront or lots and lots of square footage, you can say, hey, we might be in that price point.
Well, and I appreciate you even like saying there. So I think 3 to 10 like is a fair range, because again, on conversations that you and I have had. Pricing waterfront is one of the hardest things too, because there's so many nuances that you're looking at. There's so much more that goes into it than, a cookie cutter
Right,
type
you're in a
area.
cookie cutter neighborhood, right, right.
So I
We
absolutely
don't have a
recognize
lot of quote unquote comps, right? I
Yeah.
mean, most of our properties, even if they were in the 70s, were custom at the time, right? So it's not like I can go, oh, you had the same floor plan as so and so down the street. We don't have that. When you're purchasing a property here, you're getting something that's typically one of a kind, which makes it really fun.
I love that. How fun is your job? Yeah, no, for sure. And as someone who always loves and keeps my fingers crossed for the friends with the Lake Travis houses to get a summer invite for a weekend,
Right?
it's such a fun lake, and just always so fun to go to. So I love that so much. Well, Amber, thank you. Let me ask one last question here. What are kind of some buyer needs, seller needs?
Yes.
Like practicality there. If someone is listening to this call or knows someone who should be listening and they're going to forward it to them, what are you seeing as kind of some of those, buyer needs?
Right. So I would say tons of buyers are still looking for new construction, right? And we just don't have it. It all has sold, and builders couldn't obviously keep up with the demand. And also, we just don't have a ton of land left to build on. So we are seeing a lot of remodels. But if you are a homeowner and you have a home that's maybe 1 to 2 years old and you've considered selling, this is still such an amazing time to make that move. I've got something really exciting coming up in Lake Travis, right in the heart of Lake Travis. I've got a development that's about to be unveiled. It is 23 luxury home sites that are going to range from 1 to 3 acres and also will be gated. A few of them will have a lake view as well. So this is something that a ton of buyers have been looking for, and we're going to be unveiling it here in the next few weeks. So keep an eye out for that. And if anybody has interest, they can reach out to me.
I love that. Well, and be sure to share it with us so we can, reshare that for you. That's so exciting, and congratulations on that. Speaking of people reaching out to you for information on that new development that's coming or just anything in general, can you give us the best contact info to reach you at?
Absolutely. So my website is amberharthomes.com, and Hart is Hart. If you want to reach my cell, I love a good text, 512-415-9023. Either of those is great.
Well, Amber, you are such a rock star, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention you can also obviously connect with Amber through the Luxury League Austin website. Yes. We've got her contact info there, so you can connect with her that way as well. And, a lot of what we've talked about today about the, in terms of the inventory too, right? And where you're at. This is also highlighting the value of relationships in real estate and why Luxury League members like Amber Hart and others are connected to one another outside of different brokerages to really help their clients find that off-market inventory. Because we know there's so much activity that never even sees the light of day, so to speak.
Exactly.
and that's all relationship driven. So Amber, thank you so much for your time. I've loved the conversation. Always love a chance to get to see you. So thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
All right. Have a great summer. See you later. Bye.